Hello, this is Travis Butterfield, and I am going to show you some basics on how to edit one of our websites here in the College of Public Service and Community Solutions. Many people in the college have the duty to maintain content on the website, and so I want to just do a quick overview of how to get around what you can and can't do, and hopefully I can make your life a little bit easier. So the first thing that you need to know when you want to edit one of our websites is that you'll need to log in. For this demonstration, I'll be using the Southwest Interdisciplinary Research Center, or CIRC. So the first thing you'll do is you'll go up to the right hand corner up in the top and click sign in. And normally you'll have to type in your ASU Right information, but since I was already logged in, it just logged me in, and you'll see this green banner at the top that shows that you're logged in. And then you'll also notice there's a new admin bar at the top and one at the bottom. Yours will look a little different depending on your permission sets. Because I'm an administrator, I have more options, but most people will see at least something up here at the top and down here at the bottom. Now, on many pages, there will also be something that shows up, which will be the edit button. So if I go to a different page, you'll see that there's view, edit, revisions, and log. Revisions and log may show up or not depending on which site you're on, but view and edit should show up for most sites. However, as you may have noticed on the home page, there was no edit button. So something that can be a little frustrating for our web editors is they don't know how to edit the home page. Well, for most of our home pages, there's basically two ways to edit a page, depending on how the page is built. There are pages that are built that use the body field, and when we click edit, the body field will show up here, and you can edit this much like you would an email through the WYSIWYG editor. You'll see on this About page that there's the editor with all the different buttons, and there's this button that shows more buttons, and so that's a pretty easy one to edit. You just make the changes and hit save, and the changes are immediately published to the website. Another way that a page can be built is where we use something called panels. And you don't really need to know what those are, except for that if there isn't an edit button and you are logged in, you will probably need to use the Customize This Page button at the bottom. So you click that, and that will show different regions for the page. And you'll notice this has what's called a hero, and that's something we often put at the top of the page, or a title banner. And then we've got a sidebar, and we've got a content area, and you'll notice that this says text, and then it has an ID number. And then we have some aggregation items like this news thing, and you'll notice it says view, and views in Drupal are aggregations of queries to the database that we can set up so that it dynamically displays information on a page. So we can set it so that whenever somebody creates a news item, it will show up on the home page without having to put it there manually. And then we've got, this is a custom menu called Research, and it has That's what that is, and this is also a custom menu called interventions. So if you want to edit one of these items, most likely you're going to want to edit the content area. So you'll click on the little gear icon, and that will bring up an editor which is very similar to the one that you saw before. You can expand the editor. So here's the edit view with a WYSIWYG, very similar. And then here's a preview. Sometimes what you see here does not match what you see in the preview. And unfortunately, sometimes neither one of these will match exactly what will show up on the page, but they're pretty close. And so more times than not, you can figure out what it's going to look like by looking at one of these two things. You'll notice that the title is empty here. Some of them have a title, some of them don't. Instead of using the title field, we put a title in the body text, so that's where that is put. We would probably want to delete this and put a title up here if we were going to add a title. Otherwise, it would be redundant, and there would be two. So we're just keeping it blank and keeping this one the way that it is. Hopefully you know how to use a WYSIWYG editor. However, something that you may want to be aware of is how to add links. And I will show that in the next video that I do, because adding links in Drupal is a little bit tricky depending on what kind of link you're adding. So I'll do a separate video on that. So once you make your edits, let's say you want to put some text in here, then when you're done, you'll click Save. Now, you're not done yet, actually, because you're still in this content editing mode, because this is not how it shows to the end user. And you'll notice that you still have all the gears. You'll have to hit Save down here on this button if you want to keep these changes. Since I don't want to keep them, you can see that the text I added right here is still there, but since I don't want to keep them because that's gibberish, I'm just going to hit Cancel. And then you'll see that it's not there. If you don't hit Save that second time when you edit using Customize This Page, your changes will be lost, and that's very sad. It can be very frustrating at times. So that's how you would edit two kinds of pages, one that has the edit button and one that does not. If you are not an admin and you're not someone who's very well versed in editing Drupal, don't click the Change Layout button. That's just going to mess things up for everybody. So if you don't know what you're doing, please don't change anything there, but you can use the Customize This Page. Now you'll also notice I pointed out some menus. If you want to edit menus and you click into the gear icon here, you don't see anything that you can edit. That's because menus are special and they have to be edited a separate way. Also, this view, if you wanted to edit this, if you click on the gear icon, there's nothing to edit there, and that's also because views are special and they have to be edited differently. And I will create a video for some of those things so that you'll be able to be empowered to make more changes. Some of the changes will still need to be made by me or a different admin. But a lot of changes you can make on your own, and it saves everyone time and headache. It's so much easier than writing a long email to me listing everything you want changed when you could just change it all in that same time frame. Excuse me. So that's kind of an overview of editing a web page in Drupal, which again is our content management system, so you'll be hearing me say Drupal a lot. So hopefully that's a good starting point, and then I will make some more videos in the future. Thanks for watching.